In today's video, we are going to be going over some system updates and a lot of different changes that are going to be coming into Honkai Impact Part 2. And we just got the patch notes, or whatever you want to say, with a lot of the things showing it. And we have a lot of things to talk about, especially because a lot of this deals with newer players, with veteran players alike. There are modes being taken out, mechanics kind of being legacied away or getting put it in the shelf, and to be honest, when we have a new mechanic coming as well. And there are a bunch of different things that we need to talk about in regards to free-to-play players, new players, and also veteran players. So if you're going to be enjoying Honkai Impact Part 2 content, I'm 100% going to be covering this on the channel. So if you're excited for that, make sure to leave a like and a sub on the video, and comment below who you are excited for to come into Part 2, what you're looking forward to, whether it be the story, the new combat, all that type of stuff. I am very excited for all of it. But let's go ahead and start looking at the patch notes that we got right here for the system adjustments. And I will be highlighting some of the more important things to talk about and showing you in game what this means and giving you a visual aspect if you're not as, I guess you say, related to a lot of the things that are in the game. One of the main things to look at is that we are going to be getting some brand new free-to-play characters that you can grind out from a certain mode, which are going to be Azure Imperia and also Herrscher of Thunder. So you get these fragments of what you're talking about in Memory Arena, which is just like a boss kill mode. You get a boss every week, you grind it out, you get these little fragments right here, and then you are able to go ahead and buy some new characters. Now the characters that we are going to be getting, which would be in this shop, which has a multitude of different characters, whether it be some more legacied out or more older characters for DPS, or maybe even some supports as well, or some DPSs in there. As I said again, we have characters that will be coming into this shop, which are going to be Azure Imperia, which is a really good buffer for fire, and most, if I'm not wrong, general buffer for a lot of the different elements. I've seen a lot of different teams with her on it, so this can be used in a lot of different ways. And then we also have another character coming out into the shop, which is Herrscher of Thunder. She has been in a lot of free instances for her to be given out multiple times, so if you still haven't gotten her, well, you just got another chance, and you will be able to get dupes for both of these characters. Azure Imperia has been more phased out by Herrscher of Truth, but being able to get her out, having her for another team, if you get locked out for Memory of Arena, you will be able to use her. And the same thing with Herrscher of Thunder. If you don't already have her, go ahead and get her, because she will be free. Another thing to talk about when it comes to the patch notes is that yes, the co-op shop will be closed because, quite frankly, we are losing co-op. Not a lot of people played it, so they basically didn't want to go forward with working on co-op anymore, just because I think they just were like, it's lost cause, so they're just not going to do it. And so we have a lot of different things also coming into the Astral shop, which is a daily resource you can grind out, and you will be able to get modification parts so that you're able to get weapons and also be able to give that and equip it to the brand new characters that will be coming in Part 2. So that is very exciting. And then also there are going to be some characters being taken out of the fragment shop, which is actually kind of crazy in my honest opinion, but a lot of these characters haven't been used for a lot of different teams. They're only really there if you want to be able to have them in Elysian Realm, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing really else for that. And the purchase limit for Jingwei's wing parts and the blood embrace parts will be removed, which is the elf system that we do have, which, if I'm not wrong, should be phased out very soon. So the limit right here will be absolutely taken away. You can go ahead and max out these elves, but to be honest, I think at this point with elves and what we're going to be looking at, which is the Astral Op system, the new version of elves, I think it's kind of a lost cause to be giving them up unless you're a collector. And then other than that, the, what is it called? The stage Zhengwei's wings will be removed in Expedition, so you can't farm for the parts anymore. Any of the open world adventure tasks that do drop these elf parts will be removed as well. So this whole elf mechanic that we have in the game is currently being phased out, because as I said before, we are getting a brand new system, which is the Astral Op system, which is full on substituting the elf. And it's sad to see, because I really like these designs and I like how these characters are, but they are in very limited and premium when it comes to not a lot of players having the elves. And I wonder how they're going to work with the Astral Op system, if it's going to be the exact same as the elves, or they're going to play more crucial part. Are they going to be more accessible for a lot of the different players? Because I know for the most part, having one premium elf was already a big deal. Having multiple was something that was very uncommon, just because they were a good amount of gems to be able to pull for them, just to have a slight damage increase from what you would have getting a dupe of a character, or maybe just to get the stigmata and weapons. So there are other things that are going to be really good for the PC aspect of this game as well, because they will be able to allow you to hotkey better keys for the movement and also the combat aspect. I think you're able to now separate certain things for the mouse and also the keyboard allowing for more customization for you to be able to be more comfortable when attacking in this game. So that's a very great thing. And you also will be able to change out the layout with the brand new part 2 update, which we're going to have a lot more buttons on the screen, because you have to have a lot of the different things like the ult, the skill, the jump, the assist, the new Astral op system. There's a lot of things coming out very soon, and letting us customize that is really nice. I think we can only pick between one or the other. I don't think it's full on custom. If it is, that's really cool. And other than that, let's go ahead and move into the rookie adjustments, which are the starter updates, which is really good for a lot of the different players coming into the game for part 2. And I think a lot of these updates are actually really good. So for one of the things is that for the level bundle of Level Rush, if I'm not wrong, this should be when you are getting into the game, you have a battle pass system for beginners only, and on the paid version of that battle pass, you usually get an S rank that's pretty good. I think beforehand we did have Hersher of Truth. Now we have Hersher of Sentience, which she does have multiple roles in this game and is viable at the current moment. So that's a really good pick for them to put into the starter pass, because right now Hersher of Sentience, if I could find these characters, because there's so many effing characters in this game, for Hersher of Sentience, she is a physical support and also a DPS. Of course, there are other characters that are going to be better in this role, but she is a great overall unit, especially for beginners, and also just a really nice unit overall for just the fan sake of it, because she has been a very fan favorite for a lot of different people. And also there are bonuses, of course, when you top up any amount as a starter. For the SP battle suits you're going to be getting, you have a choice of Chrono Navi, Pardo, or Golden Diva, and all these characters, in all honesty, are a very great choice for the majority of the teams that we're going to be having. I know right now we don't know 100% what support characters will be coming out in the future, but as we may know, for the most part, these characters are very great for their select teams, with of course Chrono Navi being there for the fire team, Golden Diva being there for the lightning team, and Reverus Calico being there for the ice team. These are a really great section of characters that they are going to be putting into that little pack instead of all the other characters. I know Grisio is good for bleed, but that takes a little bit more investment. Same thing with other characters they did have in that SP block or SP pool. So it's a great thing they're limiting down to the really used ones, which are very great. And right now I don't think they've changed anything in regards to the weapon box, which is Keys of the Void, which is for Hersher of the Void, Keys of Oblivion, which are for, I cannot remember that, and then Scythe Iris of the Dreams, which is for Rita. This is okay. They haven't changed it. In all honesty, I'm thinking they still have the Hersher of the Void starter pack, so I guess there's that. The material shop training plan will remove Jingwei's wing parts and blood embrace parts. Again, this is just the elf system being phased out, like I said before. This is Jingwei right here, and then we also have blood embrace, which I never got the chance to unlock, and looks like I won't be getting the chance to unlock it. But these are the two elves being basically taken out in majority of the shops, just because, as I said before, it's just getting legacied out. We're getting the Astral op system, which sucks that they are kind of just moving the elves away. It sucks, to be honest. But now we have, meanwhile, for captains returning for the first time after 7.3 update, a returning event called Growth Regimen will be available based on the captain's level. The rewards for completing phase 1 and phase 2 of the returning event, Growth Regimen, will be changed to Starry Impression, character card, and fragments. If I'm not wrong, Starry Impression is the young Grisio, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, that is it. So Starry Impression will be the young Grisio, which is bleed support, which is really good for a lot of the different characters because they have been building out bleed. Susanna is a free bleed character, so you can build this team very easily with Susanna, and also having the other Grisio. And actually, you can build the full bleed team for free. Now that I thought about it, you got Susanna, the old Grisio, and the young Grisio all being here when you're able to... I can't find the old one. There's so many characters in this dang game. There's so many characters in this game. There you go. There's the older one, and then we have the younger one, and then we have Susanna. So you do have a full free-to-play bleed team, which is really cool. It'll take some time to get. Their stigmata and their weapons, of course, are limited, so there's that. And then the required level adjustments, they are moving some of these to a lower level, if I'm not wrong, and some of these to a higher level. The Astral Ob system and the Elf system, it seems like they're keeping the elf system in here, but like I said before, they are phasing it out. The Astral Ob system, you do need to be level 30, which is a very big thing. Like I said, a lot of these people that are going to be starting accounts are not going to have access to this. So you really want to get ahead and go and do that account right now and try to level up to level 30. So you have everything available to you once part 2 drops. And then I think they are going to be raising the amount of levels you need to be able to get to APHO and Sakura Samsara, which is funny, because Sakura Samsara was actually the first open world that you get very early on, and I guess because they want to streamline the story process and possibly the more fun aspects of the game, For APHO, that's more connected to the story, and you are gonna have a lot more fun time with that instead of Sakura Samsara. So it's pretty cool that they're waiting for you to be of a certain level to be actually play these modes, because I promise you, when you start the game and you have these open worlds available to you, kind of don't know what you're doing. So I'm glad that they locked this to a higher level for a bunch of newer players to come into part 2. So that's a very good thing on their part. And for the event missions, I think for the most part, a lot of this is just saying that you need to be able to have, you know, your level 30 for Astral Op, level 40 for Adventure Task, which is a BP mission or a Battle Pass mission. So you won't be able to access that until you hit level 40 when you get APHO. So these are the things that we get for the system adjustments, which I think for the most part are really good. It's sad to see that we are losing, you know, of course, the elf system that we've had for so long, but with how limited it was, not a lot of people really cared. Not to the point where this was a waste of investment to have for all these elves, but for the most part, a lot of people really just stuck with Jingwei, or maybe got their favorite character like Alicia or Kiana as their elf and then called it a day and never got it for the other elements. I hope for the Astral Op system they change that and make it a little bit more worthwhile for you to summon, or make it a little bit cheaper, because that was the main setback, that if you summon for these elves, you kind of messed yourself up for the stigmata and the weapons that you do have right now when you're summoning for those. So those are some really good updates. We're legacying out the elf system sadly, but we are getting a bunch of free characters. We're streamlining the beginner experience and all that type of stuff. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video. I am super excited for part 2. Looks like we're getting a lot of really great updates when it comes to customization with how we want our controls, when it comes to the streamlined process of a lot of the newer players and also returning players, and also making sure that we just have all the things ready for part 2. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end of the video. Make sure to leave a like and sub if you're excited for part 2. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.